initially led to this interview, I read online that you were on edibles when you first had the idea, the inspiration for this new project.
Yeah, I was kind of a newcomer to edibles just a few years ago. I was going through a very like stressful time, and so I tried a THC edible, and I started laughing at everything. I mean, it was just like, it was an unbelievable experience. Like, I saw things differently. It was exactly what I needed. And then I tried a sativa edible. And that's when things started to get weird. I think I took a little too much. It was on the night of the Super Bowl.
Okay.
And so I'm watching the Super Bowl, and I start eating everything. I started eating all these Skittles, and for some reason, Skittles, when you've had an edible, are the greatest thing ever. And then it got really strange. I stood up to watch the game and stood close to the TV, and I was watching the game, and I guess my girlfriend was watching me. She's like, "What are you doing?" I stood up and watched the entire game, just standing in front of the TV. And I started to kind of watch the game, and it was the Super Bowl with the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks.
Okay, yeah, I remember.
In 2015. And the Seahawks were jumping up ahead. They were up 10. It was in like the third quarter, and it looked like the Seahawks were going to kind of pull away. And as I started watching, I started getting these like visions of like what was going to happen in the game. And I could see it. I could predict what was going to happen. I knew what the score was going to be. And I was like,
oh, wow.
New England's going to win 28-24. And I was like, I already knew the outcome, and it was like watching it happen. It was so strange. And then like I sat down when the game was over, and I kept looking for the game. Like I was still searching for it. It was like such a bizarre night. But so I took a break for a little bit, and then I did a sativa edible again. And I was watching Breaking Bad, and took me 2 hours to eat dinner. I really enjoyed each bite. And then I was watching the Jinx on my laptop, going back and forth between the two. And I started to get really creative. And what I noticed was all the judgment that I would have when I was working on writing something went out the window. Because a lot of times when I would write something, you get halfway and you think, well, who's going to want to see this?
Sure.
Like, why does this story matter? Like, why did this character gets to this point, why doesn't he just go to the police? The story's over. You start to just think through your story so much, and you start to really judge it. And that's why a lot of things never get done, is you just start to not believe in what you're doing. And on that night, I think so many things came to me, all these movies that I loved, all these pieces, and like the friendship I had with Tommy. And like I started to think about this road trip we took, years ago when you thought I was going to try to kill him. And I just kind of jumped into that and started writing, and it just like, I don't know, it just worked. Like the story, wow. I stopped trying to think like of an outline and having things make sense, and just went for it. And once I got the ball rolling and I went for it, it just flowed. And it was something that I had fun experiencing the story as it was coming. I didn't try to overanalyze it, and it put me in the right zone to where I was able to get through the story, feel it, see it, and then get to an ending that I really believed in. And it was like a while where I couldn't get to that point. And then when I finished it, I was like, I really believe in this. I want to make it.